should know a little bit more about our sciences, our Indian sciences. And yes, you might have got some questions by the outsiders as well, right? So today I would rather take a different approach towards understanding what is Ayurveda. We'll address what is Ayurveda in 3 levels, 3 questions. Okay, from where did Ayurveda come, and what is Ayurveda, and why should we follow Ayurveda? Okay, so everybody might know Vedas, right? You might have heard the term Vedas. There are 4 Vedas. Vedas are the knowledge texts which were formed by our seers, ancient seers, and they are kind of unbiased and they are true even for today. They have the parts which stand true even today. Okay, and the 4 Vedas, when we say they were written, they were like apaurushaya. They were stated that they are not written by any human being. The reason behind giving this reason of not being written by any human being was, see, sometimes what happens when you read a book, you get an idea about the author as well. See, okay, so you might start feeling like, yes, that person might have thought like this, that's why he is giving this reason, right? So they didn't want to make our thoughts impure by having a personality behind the knowledge texts. So they made it a Paurushaya, that is, human beings have not written it. So how did they come into existence? They were transferred via talk, like they were Shruti. It is called as Shruti. I'll take off the mask if it is okay. It is called as Shruti. That the language they are transmitted are in Sanskrit. There were Sanskrit shlokas which were chanted and bahated and understood by one person, and then the guru transmits the same knowledge to the shishya, that is the disciple. So this is how the Vedas were transmitted. They were not penned down till recent times. And then later they started feeling that the intelligence level is coming down. So everybody can't remember like 6,000 shlokas in one text or like that. If you can multiply, there are other different numbers in every Vedas. So they thought that yes, we have to write them down. So the written script started coming forward. And during these times, they were divided into these 4 categories. That is Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. So these 4 Vedas, these 4 categories specify a particular type of knowledge. Okay, so for example, Atharva Veda is the one which states the mantras and rituals and these things. Okay, so Ayurveda is actually a part of Atharva Veda. So Ayurveda is also termed as Veda. The 4 Vedas, Atharva Veda especially, has 4 subcategories. In that, actually, Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, and Sthapatya Veda. Okay, so we'll keep the Ayurveda aside for a moment. Gandharva Veda is all the arts and cultures. Okay, all the various forms of art like Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, or whatever you find, even drama, all these things were very nicely penned down. Natya Shastra was written later, but it originated from Vedas. And then there was Dhanur Veda. Even the name, it is an indicative name, Dhanush, you might have heard, bow. But yes, we do find lot of strategies for ancient like fighting techniques and all the instruments, weapons, etc. described there. And then there was Sthapatya Veda, which right now it is known as Vastu Shastra, how the building should be built, like civil engineering kind of this you can say. That knowledge was given. And yes, Ayurveda was there. Ayurveda is again divided into different categories as well, like for animals, Hastya Ayurveda, like this. So Hasti means elephant. So at the time, elephants, horses, and all these animals were used for wars. So there was a special need to take care of them. So separate branches and separate physicians were made for them. And yes, Vriksha Ayurveda, wherein the Vriksha means plants, as we have Vriksha Asana. So plants also were taken care, how to treat the plants, etc. was also given. And then there was Ayurveda, which was specifically for human beings. And yes, even the Yoga Shastra also originated from Vedas, but it was very abstract in Vedas. Ayurveda was solidly formed and properly explained, but yoga was abstract during Vedic period. But then later, as the expansion went on, the Upanishads were written. There are again 4 branches, 4 categories and all. But yes, the Upanishads are called as Vedanta. That is the end part of Vedas. And in Upanishads, a very clear explanation about Yoga Shastra was given. Okay, so there are 2 terms used here, Shastra and Tantra. Our ancient seers were very clear about how things should go. So whichever is written as Shastra, that is, those are specific rules, codes and conducts which cannot be broken down, which will be the same throughout till the world ends. But there are tantras, trayate iti tantraha, that is, which can be expanded, which can be updated according to the required, like whatever the situation changes, as the era changes. So tantras were also given. Ayurveda has both part. There is Shastra and then there is Tantra. Tantra can be expanded and new diseases, new treatment protocols can be incorporated, whereas the Shastra has the basic rules which will never change. Okay? So this is how the texts are written.